and it's hello from me, London Elektricity, and a massive welcome to podcast episode 405. A lot of music and quite a lot of shouts to get through on this podcast. Some fairly kind of meaty ones. And focus on new EPs from Lakeway, this guy, and also Poppin Subwave. And lots more beside on a whole plethora of labels. This is Lakeway. This is Highs and Lows.
Keep all your highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows, fighting. Highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows, fighting. Highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows, fighting. Highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows, fighting. Highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows.
And the mercurial and amazing producer Lakeway was also a fantastic DJ. And you can catch him at what promises to be one of the very biggest gigs in November in London. It's Spy presenting Dubplate Style at Studio 338. Absolutely incredible lineup. It's Spy, Blade Runner, back-to-back unglued, The Source, which is actually DLR and Sofa Sound from Bristol, Hydro and Spinback, Chimpo playing a dubplate set, DJ Hybrid, and Chris Walton, aka In Perspective. And Room 2 is actually a full med school lineup. So we've got Etherwood, Whiny, Keeno, special guest Kyrist, this guy Lakeway, and Facing Jinx. The lineup is curated by Carlos Lima, aka Spy himself. And it follows his last sold-out show at Studio 338 and his Hospital in the Park stage takeover. And there'll be a graduation ceremony, no doubt, in the med school room. Tickets are on third release. Go to hospitalitydnb.com/events/London. Do not miss out. It's going to be a night to remember. Yes, Liam Lakeway, second drop specialist. Incoming is brand new music on the Solvent label. They've got like an autumn kind of compilation thing. It's by Conrad Subs and it's a tune called Bonfire.
Bonfire.
Shout out to everyone over at Solvent.
Bonfire.
Now we've got a few people writing in at the moment. Claire from Exeter says, can I have a shout out to the love of my life, Jack, and tell him that I love him nearly as much as drum and bass. Okay, we had the best time together at Motion last weekend. Thanks, hospital crew and family. Yes, Claire.
Bonfire.
And Lisa Newman says, if I'm not too late, can I have a quick shout out to my husband, Rob Newman, mainly for introducing me to drum and bass, hospitality events, and most importantly, your music, Tony, and podcasts. We're loving your latest album. In fact, my husband's bought it on vinyl. Thank you, Rob, for bringing yourself as well as this awesome uplifting music into my life. And thank you, Tony, for creating and sharing it. You are most welcome, Lisa, really. Makes it all worthwhile.
Bonfire.
I've got to give a personal shout out to everyone who came down to Sphinx in Sopot, which is on the Baltic Sea. It's like a seaside resort in Poland. And I've played at Sphinx a few times. Last Friday I played a 5.5 hour set. And it was absolutely banging and rocking. It was wicked. Everyone stayed till the end. It was lovely. So I can't express my appreciation enough. Because when I do these kind of all-nighters, it's quite scary. Because you never know if anyone's going to actually come.
Bonfire.
But it's been so far so good this year. And for our friends over in Japan, if you happen to be listening and you're quick on the uptake, I'm going to be playing in Tokyo at the Club Circus on Friday, and Osaka again, Circus, on Saturday, and they're both going to be 6-hour sets. Yes, the Culminator is quite happy to do 2 6-hour sets back to back on full jet lag. Check me out.
Bonfire. Bonfire.
Faye Shimon writes in and says, it'd be great if you would make a shout out for my brother Jordan in your podcast, which I love, and tell him that I'm really glad and proud he's my brother. Aww. Well, in that case, I'm giving a shout out to my sisters.
Bonfire.
Who are actually really awesome. And that slightly unusual mix there, I just do that on purpose occasionally to show that I'm doing this live. Anyway, this lovely drum intro is from a wicked track. It's called New Era, and it's by DLR, Ill Truth and Gusto.
In the dirt that ain't been found, gold still in the ground, platinum in the dust of Bristol town. Everyday mark is a frown for the people all around, so I'll tell them it's time to get down.
It's on one of the up and coming labels, it's called Sofa Sound. Nominated for Newcomer Label, I believe, at the Drum and Bass Awards. And I think for the Drum and Bass Awards, voting has probably closed by now. So you can't vote for us. I don't know, it might still be up, I'm not sure. Got to give a shout out to everyone who came down to the Edinburgh show.
That ain't been found, gold still in the ground, platinum in the dust of Bristol town. Everyday mark is a frown for the people all around, so I'll tell them it's time to get down.
We haven't done hospitality in Edinburgh for a few years, and it was amazing on Saturday. Absolutely brilliant crowd. Loggy was on before me, and I was on the dance floor for nearly the whole of his set. He was playing deep, minimal bass rollers. It was absolutely wicked. A really accepting and open-minded crowd there was. So big up Edinburgh Drum and Bass family. Someone called Everybody Loves Fate has written quite a long shout, which I'll try and summarise. He says, I've been following Hospital around 10 years now. Used to run a label, which is called Discus Records. And the members of that label went on to run Solvent Records, who we know and love. And then Everybody Loves Fate got into grime. And then he got back into jungle. And he says, as I battled through my problems and my various different issues, I'm finally in a place where I'm planning to return to hosting drum and bass raves. And I have a project on the way. The podcast and your positive energy has been a huge part of my recovery and rediscovery of drum and bass, as has Boomtown Festival, my younger brother Pale Blue, Pale Blue, big up, I'm proud of you, and Inja, of course, who has been there to advise me. Love you all. If you've got Inja as your advisor, you are totally safe, okay? You're fine. He's got you. Now, Technique Records are celebrating their 20th anniversary. Congratulations. To all concerned. celebrating it with an album of remixes of their extensive catalogue. And this is a DJ Marky remix of Soundboy by Drumsound and Bassline Smith. Joe Chapalis says, hello Tony, I'm a French concept designer and I contact you to say thank you. I've struggled and trained hard every day listening to your music for almost 15 years. Recently I've reached one of my goals and today I can live only by my art and my passion. Hospital music gives me so much inspiration, not only for my job but also my lifestyle. And he's saying in some cities that he designed whilst listening to London Electricity's music, my music, and they're really, really good. So big up, Joe. And Joe also says that Building Better Worlds album is so good. That's lovely of you to say that, thank you. I do continue to be slightly amazed and overwhelmed at the kind of response I'm getting to my album. So thank you to each and every one of you who's supported it. If you haven't heard it, well, you can get it from the hospital shop, or you can stream it on your favourite streaming service. And it is mixed in the amazing MQA format, which stands for Master Quality Audio. I reckon it's time for some Royalston and Etherwood. From the Voodoo Love Dance EP. This is Royalston featuring Etherwood on vocals and Piers Hawkins on something else. If you haven't already got it, get the vinyl. It's on 12-inch white vinyl. It's a beautiful product. And this is Take the Flame.
Layer
As always with Royalston, expect the unexpected. Incoming, we have some brand new Poppin Subwave. This track's called Teardrops. And we have signed Poppin Subwave as a duo to Hospital. I know Bop's already signed to Hospital, but now we've also got Bop and Subwave. So we've got two Bops and one Subwave. And they've got a fantastic EP that's coming out on the 22nd of November. It's available for pre-order right now. It's a brand new signing to Hospital. The EP is called Love and Other Drugs. And as well as the usual digital formats, it comes on a 12-inch picture disc vinyl that contains the amazing artwork. Check out the artwork on hospitalrecords.com. Big shout out to Gleb. We finally did it, Gleb. Shout in from Daniel Botka, who says, hi Tony, I'm a fan of D&B since 2011 from Czech Republic. I've been listening to your podcast on and off. About a year ago I started listening again properly, not just because of the drum and bass, but also because I appreciate your mindset and I enjoy you talking during the podcast. Well, that's good, because I do talk a lot. I was really excited about your new album and I couldn't wait to start playing it. And I'm writing you this message because the first song from the album, Final View from the Rooftops, well, I've never experienced something like that. I've never felt such hope in any other song from any genre. And suddenly the name of the album, the song itself, connected in my head. And the first time I heard it, I started crying for the whole 6 months. 6 months. Look, it can feel like 6 months long. 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Because I suddenly realised that every one of us in the world, this is really nice actually, every one of us in the world can put a little brick of hope and love, and we can build a better world together, piece by piece. And I thank you for making a difference in the world and making a difference in my life through being such an awesome person. Well, Daniel, you don't know me, but that's extremely kind and generous. Thank you so much. I mean, you know, Daniel, I snore. I'm just really annoying generally to most people who know me. Try and make it work, you know. We try and get by, don't we? Again, from their debut EP on Hospital, Poppin Subwave, this is Spacewalk. Warm bath time. Absolutely outstanding EP from Bop Subwave, and I'm seriously excited. We all are here in the Hospital Records office about what they're going to come up with in the future. I know I've played it before, but it's a tune that's got lodged in my brain. From the new Makoto album that's been nominated for Best Album of the Year in the Drum and Bass Arena Awards. This is Kosa featuring Keeno from the Tomodachi Sessions. And a really nice shout in from Colin Lodge, who he said, "Dear Tony, I'm 64 in a week, and it gives me the chance to travel to hospitality events. Can I get a season ticket?" How wicked is that? And I think I've seen Colin at quite a few of our events. Colin says, "Finally, you see me dancing like a salmon swimming upstream at the front of the stage. Let me know if hospital ever need a geriatric bed dancer. I wouldn't need payment. I'm going to miss you in Japan as I come back from Japan on the 21st, but I look forward to seeing you in Berlin. Best wishes and thanks for everything." Nice one, Colin. And if you live in Berlin or the surrounding regions, I am playing, I think it's a 6-hour all-night set at one of my favourite clubs, Club Gretchen in Berlin, on the 30th of November. And I'll be absolutely delighted to see you there. This is new music from FLIT, FLITE, and it's on the 10 years of UKF compilation. Congratulations to UKF. And this is called Tragedy, Humanity. Like it. Shout out to Justin Flight. I had a lettery type thing in from Larky and Lazarus, who said, I just want to extend some gratitude towards you and whole Hospital Records members. It's been just over 7 years since I saw you live in Toronto, Canada, and I met you in the crowd. I do like being in the crowd. Back then, drum and bass was a huge help for me going through some mentally and emotionally difficult times, and even today continues to be something I can rely on to help me through the hard times. Hospital Records has always been one of the top labels for me in making the music that just relaxes my soul. Is that why it's called Hospital? No. But it kind of works. It was called Hospital because my grandfather was a GP. Anyway, nothing better than going on a wooded trail with some med school playing as the soundtrack to clear my mind. So thank you all for the work that you've done. I hope Hospital keeps on going for a long time, and maybe one day I'll get to see a real hospitality in the UK. Nice one, Larkin. You must do. You got to come over. Tune incoming. Brand new music from Vision Recordings. Absolutely expert piece of mixing there. I am on a roll today. This is Imanu. Absolutely wicked tune called Nonplus. Shout out for Marcus here, who says, hey Tony, I have just heard the full version of Time to Think from your album, and it moved me to tears. Not only because this is a brilliant piece of music, but being the father of a 7-year-old boy myself, I can just imagine how proud you must be, having such a talented kid. That's nice, Marcus. I'm not proud that he's got a talent, because he just had that. But what I'm proud of is the way he steps up and puts in the hard grind, because that is really something to be proud of. Anyway, Marcus goes on, the song also made me think and realise how quickly time goes by, especially if you're a parent. Yeah, I can totally vouch for that. The line, I have all the time in the world, killed it. I quickly had to get rid of a little tear as I was in my local gym doing workouts. My utmost respect to the Secretary General and congrats for your new album. Cheers, Marcus. I would have loved to have seen that in the gym. You bawling your eyes out. Now, from the amazing Waveforms EP by Logistics, just got to play this to give basically a musical shout out to Matt Logistics. He played such a brilliant set in Edinburgh. It's one of the best sets I've heard in a long time, actually. Yes, Matt. This is called Rhythm Track, and if you haven't got the EP, get it. It is on vinyl. And a shout in from Chris Gann, who says, hi Tony, I wouldn't normally request to have a shout out on the podcast, but I want to shout to everyone who supports mental health, fighting mental health problems, and to yourself and the hospital team for doing such an amazing job for the wider communities out there. Keep on doing what you're doing. Much love, Ganny. Now, if you really, really want to have a whole day of the best therapy that there is no better place to be than hospitality at Tobacco Dock in London on Friday the 10th of April 2020. Let's have a look at the lineup. So, Camo and Crooked back-to-back special guests. I don't know who that is, but I think I might be able to guess. Metric, Man Called London Electricity, Maddock back-to-back Fred V, Logistics, Inja's Fully Fueled Flex, Voltage, Degs, Lens, special guests, the Med School graduation ceremony, which is Etherwood back-to-back, Keeno back-to-back, Whiny back-to-back, Bop. Hosted by Dynamite, Inja, Daxter, Faber and Ruthless. Brand new announcement, The Terrace will feature a 2-hour set from DJ Marky, Benny L, Makoto, BC with Rhea on vocals, Pola and Bryson, Psychon, and special guests none other than the mighty Fabio. It's Good Friday, it's a bank holiday weekend, it's our return to the dock after 2 years, because we took a break last year, and it follows sold out Hospitality in the Park and Hospitality on the Beach festivals. and 2 previous sold-out shows at Tobacco Dock, so do not miss tickets. Tickets are on second release right now, hospitalitydnb.com/events. Now, I always love hearing new music by Matzo, aka MRSA sometimes. This is called Games, and this is from the 10 Years of UKF album, and it's rather good. A very summery tune.
You've been playing games on me. You've been playing games on me.
Absolutely wicked. And talking about the summer, you could do worse than take your holiday in Croatia, specifically in Tisno. More specifically, so you can come to the Hospitality on the Beach Festival. It runs from the 9th to the 16th of July. The lineup is TBA soon. It's 5 full days of sun, sea and drum and bass, boat parties, after parties, world-class vibes across multiple sun-kissed stages. The tickets are on general sale right now, and there is also a payment plan available, which is really cool, because you can kick off your payment plan with £29.76 plus booking fee at hospitalitydnb.com. Why is it 76 and not 75 or 77? I have no idea how these things work. Anyway, you can pay in instalments. Which actually makes the event a lot more accessible to a lot of people. It is officially my favourite week of the year, and has been for the last 2 years.
On me. You've been playing games on me. You've been playing games on me. You've
this is Untitled dubplate by unknown artists. And that's all I can tell you. Given to me by a friend of mine. Old school coming in. This is old school London Elektricity. It's the Logistics remix of the great drum and bass Swindle from the $1 Billion Gravy album. And Chris Bentley writes in and says, "Hi Tony, first congratulations on your latest album. I loved every second of it and listened to it from start to finish at least a dozen times already." Wow, Chris, thank you. I just wanted to let you know that your music, your podcast and your label have been there for me through a lot of difficult times in my life and are inspirational to me. It never fails that when I'm in a difficult place, somehow the music from hospital finds me. I've been in and out of a real hospital for much of the past 3 months with a sick newborn child, and this involved many hours of driving after work straight to see him at the hospital. Thanks to your podcast and music from your artists and yourself, I was able to stay awake and alert regardless of the tiredness I felt, and also keep everything together even when things were incredibly tough. Please can I get a shout out on the podcast, not just for myself but also for my wife and my son. Thank you for everything you do to build a better world. Oh mate, really hope that your son's okay and recovering or recovered. Massive love for that, thank you. And Jake McClachan says, "Hey Tony, just wanted to thank you for what you're doing. I'm a recent listener and I wish I was exposed to your podcast earlier in my life." Don't worry Jake, I think all the episodes are on Spotify actually. You guys have an absolute mad vibe and keep all of us going. You don't get enough credit. Absolutely smashed it with the new album. Shouts out to the NZ D&B fam. Thank you. Well, thank you, Jake.
With a grip so strong that my fingers break. Now it won't be long till I meet my fate. But it came along and turned my back today. I see what was meant to be, cause a new day brings new reality. Now my mind is clear, there's a new idea. My perceptions change and tear my fears. So holding on in the darkest place. With a grip so strong that my fingers break. Now it won't be long till I meet my fate. But it came along and turned my back today. I see what was meant to be, cause a new day brings new reality. Now my mind is clear, there's a new idea. My perceptions changed and turn my fears away.
Brand new music from Jack Boston. This is called The Place. And it features Vanity J on vocals. And it's either out or coming out, I think it's out actually, on Break's Symmetry label. And a few weeks ago I played it at Soul in Motion, which, if you don't know, here in London we're very lucky to have Soul in Motion actually. It's a free to get in midweek gig currently at a private members club called The Curtain. And on this particular night it was Jack Boston, Willem and me and Bailey. And I checked Jack Boston's Instagram. He's a really, really, really nice guy. Turns out he's a sound engineer at Rockfield Studios. Legendary. Amazing studio in Wales. Most of my kind of like heroes from the 70s used to record there. So yeah, what a job to have, Jack. I'm kind of jealous actually. That was actually what I wanted to be, was like an engineer in a proper studio. When I left school. I didn't really know anything about it. Liam Best writes in and says, hey Tony, I want to give a shout out on the next podcast to David from the Hospital Web Store team for hooking me up with a signed copy of Building Better Worlds when I missed out on the pre-order, and sorting out a mix-up with one of my t-shirts. Absolute gem, great service, big love to the whole Hospital team. And Sam Bryant says, loving your new album Building Better Worlds. It's a hell of an album, particularly enjoyed the banger that is Time to Think, Take a Bow, Secretary General. My sister and co-worker were both recently diagnosed with cancer, and are both starting out on their chemo treatment. It's been a rough few months for everyone involved dealing with this, and Hospital Records is definitely playing a part in keeping the spirits up and keeping myself strong for the two of them. I've been tuning into the podcast a long time now and attending motion events. The tracks never fail to brighten my day and bring the joy. The music produced by all the artists on the label is nothing short of inspired. I know it's a long message, but I'd love a quick shout out on the podcast just to let them know the family, colleagues, friends are behind them every step of the way while they go through their recovery journeys. Amen to that, Sam. Really nice tune from Jack Boston there. And this brings us to the end of the podcast. There's one more tune from the Poppin Subwave EP. This might surprise you a little bit. It's called The Touch, and it goes like this. Absolutely love this track. Future Garage from Poppin Subwave. My name is London Elektricity. You can reach me on any of my social channels and I will normally respond, apart from Twitter, which I don't look at much because it's got too much politics. It does my head in. Massive love to all of you for tuning in, for subscribing, for listening and for being there. I'm off to Japan now, but I'll see you in a couple of weeks, or I'll be in your head in a couple of weeks.